Talk. What I'm talking? I'm just saying I went and made all this stuff all the way down to there, right there, right there.
Yeah.
And only had one more to go. That'd been Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps. I'd have been a bad dude, boy.
You already
Right
bad,
there.
dude.
I'm already bad, but I've been even a badder dude. if I'd have made that one, I'd have been in charge of the whole Marine Corps. Right there.
All right.
That's with the Marine Corps emblem in it. Mine got a star, which means I'm bad. These are the children of my father, Mose, and my mother, Dieta Robinson. Firstborn, sister, B.R. Robinson. Married, Thomas and Huggins. Secondborn, Henry Lee Robinson. Thirdborn, R.E. Robinson. Fourthborn, Ezel Robinson. Fifthborn, Eddie Robinson. Sixthborn, sister Betty Jean Robinson, married McDaniel. Seventhborn, Charles Everett Robinson. Eighthborn, Cledell Robinson. Ninthborn, Archie Lee Robinson. 10th-born, Robert Lee Robinson. These are the 10 children that my mother had. My mama cooked on a wooden stove.
Yeah.
Everything she did, she cooked on a wooden stove. You know, and we in our living room we had a pot belly stove. That's it. You know? Now later on, we graduated and we had some electric. She had to pay. I remember she had to pay for a pole to put in her yard so we didn't have to get the wire drawn from wherever they were going to draw, but she had to buy a pole, or pay for a pole, or pay something on the pole to get the electricity to the house. You know. We raised all our food, we raised most of our vegetables and stuff like that, you know, because we had land. So, and then my stepfather, he was a farmer. So we go down and get the boss man mule, and we plow land, and then we plant the food and grow it. I used to hoe it. That's how come I got this.
What happened then? How did that happen?
I fell on a hole.
You fell in a hole?
I fell on a hole, sharpened a hole, and it slipped and fell some kind of way. I don't know how it happened, but that's what happened. I was sharpening a hole. Well, the people had a porch, and I was sitting there. I don't really know how it happened. I was young then.
Like under 10, or were you like in your teens, or what? You were under 10 years old? How old were you?
I don't know. I've maybe been, maybe 14, maybe 13, 14, 15, something.
Oh,
Maybe younger. I don't remember. But I remember I got cut doing
yeah.
it. I worked, cut the grass and weeds and stuff like that out of the old sickle. Had a old, you got me, and I know what that is. A sickle. No, a sickle. And I used to cut the grass like that. Then you cut it like that, then you get it down so low, then you cut it, get a good one of those quick lawnmower where you cut it down lower. You know what I'm trying to say? That was the good old days, well, you know, stuff like that. Now you can talk about it now, but
He took me to, that's the first time I went back. He took me to about an outhouse.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, took it to the outhouse, or shed, have an outhouse, stuff like that, you know, too. She was kind of scared to go in the outhouse.
Sure was.
Never been in the outhouse, stuff like that, you know.
But they had snakes back there.
In the outhouse?
All over.
Yeah, I couldn't go in the house, but we didn't have none. At night they had what we call a slop
And
job.
then they had in the house they have a paper on their walls. Paper on the walls. That's what they had to warm for the house.
Oh, to keep it warm?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we use as wallpaper.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was.
Was paper, newspaper, paper up. You make a paste like with flour and stuff, water and flour and stuff. I don't know, just whatever. But anyway, you put that on there and then just slap it upside the wall. You can stand up there and read the daily news or daily comments and stuff like that. Up there, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh.
But we used to make our own little toys too. We make a thing like a go-kart. We used to make like a orange box, a peach box, or something like this box, or something like that. We make out of 2x4 and put some wheels on it and stuff like that, and put a rope on it, and have your feet and guide it like that, and then we take what we call a pine tree. A pine tree got rosin, so you take that and put in a can, and then we'll light it at night, so you got light. That's your headlights, headlights or tail lights, something like that, see. We used to do that kind of stuff.
I'll give it right back.
And then we used to roll tires down the street, down the dirt road, whatever was the street, it was dirt road. See? So we had our friend, we had two girls that were sisters, lived in the area, see. So anyway, they took one of our friend's tires, see, and they took and put it in the house, and he wanted his tire back. But their grandfather, he had a horse, see. So he was there knocking on the door and trying to get his tire back. Wanted to give him the tire back, and here their grandfather come down the road on his horse, riding down the street. He there still messing up. Here come Mr. Brown. That's the street my mother's street live on, named after him. Here come Mr. Brown. He's still there. So Mr. Brown got out there and took his house Brown and whooped him, stuff like that. At that time, your neighbor could whoop you. It wasn't like it is today. At that time, your neighbor could whoop you and stuff like that. Nobody said nothing. You go and tell them they whoop you, you get another whoop. This kind of mess, see. But now you can't do that stuff now, see. So our mama didn't really want us to smoke, but me and Elvin, that was Elvin was my buddy that I used to deal with, he was my next door neighbor. But anyway, one day we decided we were going to smoke, see? So we didn't have no cigarettes, so we crushed up some brown leaves and stuff like that. Brown leaves. I didn't have no cigarettes and stuff, no tobacco, just crushed up some brown leaves, and then we roll them up in a brown paper bag. Part of a brown paper bag, and then we lit it, boy. And stuff like that. I don't know what happened here, but I know I lit it. When I lit that fire, went back in my mouth. Wow, man, it wasn't packed thick. See? I said, man, I never tried that no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, how did you get to California from there?
Well, my brother Ari brought me out here.
Was our Uncle Ari? Yeah.
Yeah, he brought me out here. He was in the Army. He was in the Army, then he transferred to the Air Force. I don't know what period of time we were, but at that time he had got in the Air Force, joined the Air Force. And then at that time he and his family was coming back. That was a different time period, So he and his family was coming to California, had orders to come to California, see. So he talked to my mother and said that he was saying, I don't know, I guess I was somewhere in the prison at the time, but he wanted to bring somebody back to California with him. So, he didn't, as far as I know, didn't say who it were then, but anyway, I indicated that I thought he was talking about me when it came up, and I was going to try to make it be me. See? So anyway, when he got up to leave, he had been, he and the family had been coming to see my mother, while he was there on furlough, see? So he come down there and see, and then I found out he was getting ready, pretty close to getting ready to come home. He told my mother that, before I leave, I'm going to come back to see you, stuff like that, see? So at that time, I said I was going to make sure I was going to be home. See? I was going to be home. See? So he came back home. When he came up there, he said, went away because he started asking mother, he want to take one of us back, see? So I guess he told her which one he wanted to bring, and I guess he said me, so I was, at that time I was licensed, had driving license, had a car and all that stuff. So anyway, I found out he was trying to get me, or going to want me. See, so I started talking to Mama, and at that time I was in my 11th year. It was in May. It was like May, and I graduated in June. See, they were leaving in May, and I graduated in June. So my mom was trying to tell me to wait until I graduate. So I said, I just said no. If I do wait till then, I said I never leave, because I had looked at my map that my brother had, you know, and I hear Arkansas way over here and California way over there. I said, man, shoot, and I hadn't been out of the state of Arkansas, and I said, hey, if I don't get this ride now, I ain't gonna never get over there. You know? So that's where I went, man. He had showed basically where he at from Arkansas to here. And I said, man, oh man, that's a long ways away, man. You know? And I said, if I don't leave now, I said, you know, because my mom was trying to tell me, hey, wait till you graduate. That means my brother's gone. See, I said, no, I got to catch this ride now. See, that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm saying, see. So anyway, we just kept on talking to Mother, and finally she broke down and told me, yeah, see. And to this day, like I said, I don't know how or what I put my clothes in. I believe it was a brown paper bag. But anyway, whatever it is, I put it in there, and whatever clothes I could take and got, and left. And I came out with my brother. Because at that time I had my license, I had a car, which I was working in Little Rock at the time. See, so I gave my car to my brother, Cledell, and told him, I said, hey man, all you gotta do is just keep oil in it, because it was using oil. Keep oil in it and stuff like that, you know, it'll be okay, you know.
What'd you work as? What'd you do?
Well, I got a job while I was in high school where my cousin, my auntie worked. They worked at a towel company. They make like this towel you put in on the bathroom, on the floor, and on the walls and stuff like that. Towels. That time they put in the bathroom and the walls and stuff like the kitchen and stuff like that. They work that kind of, it was a clay, and they press it into that type, different color. They put different colors to it, and that's how they got the color. And then they fire it up, and when it come out like you see it on the floor, or whatever. So they work in that kind of company. And then they work in the daytime, and then I would go in after school, me and a bunch of other guys and people's men and stuff like that. We'll clean up the plant and get it ready for the next day. See, so my cousin them got me that job after school. And so that's what I used to do after school. Before I used to catch the bus and go. See, but when I catch the bus, then I had to catch the city bus and then go to the Greyhound bus station, the bus depot, and then I had to catch a bus to go to my house, which was my home, was 9 miles away. So I had to do that, and while I'm sitting around waiting around, I told my mother that, hey, I could be home if I had a car. See? So that's the reason I want a car, because I was wasting time sitting around waiting on the bus to come back, and I had to go to school the next day. See? So I figured that if I had a car, I could be home a lot quicker, faster. So anyway, that's what I left with my brother. See? And then I came out here in California, and then I started to go to school. I tried to go to school when I got out here in May. See? Went to school down there in Vallejo Senior High, and they told me that I couldn't go to school there that year. So I had to go back and start over because, you know, I was coming from a different area.
Right.
Stuff like that. So that's basically what happened. That was I left there in Arkansas in 57. I went to the school there in 57, but I didn't start school till 58. Yeah. I joined the Marine Corps, so I served for 26 years in the Marine Corps, had a couple tours in Vietnam, had cases on it, and I stayed about 18 years in one city, at one camp off and on, because every time I went overseas back and forth and came back, I always went back to 29 Palms. So I stayed in 29 Palms 18 years out of 26 years. See? So I did pretty good. I thought I did pretty good. I achieved the rank of Sergeant Major, E9 in the Marine Corps. So my life made my life a lot better for me and my family. And I'm reaping the benefit of it now. So I'm retired. Don't do no work. I retired in 1985. I worked for the U.S. Postal Service for 13 years. I retired when I was 62. And I ain't hit a lick at a snake since then. And now I'm 77 years old. And I don't intend to hit no lick at no snake no more. That's it. See you later.
No, I have a question though. So you spent 18 years in 29 Palms. Did you have choices of going other places, or did you have a choice to stay in 29 Palms?
Oh yeah. I went to. Well, I was stationed at Camp Pendleton for a while when I first got in the Marine Corps, but I didn't stay that long. See, but I had someone came up and want someone to go to 29 Palms, and I volunteered to go to 29 Palms. And once I went to 29 Palms, then I seemed to like it that way. It was for me and for my family. Without me going overseas and stuff like that, I could leave my family at there. I bought a house there. Yeah, you know, once I went on my first tour overseas, I came back, I bought a house, and I left my family there every time I went overseas. And that's when I requested to come back to 29 Palms, because my family was already there. My kids, a couple of them finished high school, at 29 Palms. Keith and Douglas, they finished high school at 29 Palms. And Kelly, she didn't finish there, so I got out of the Marine Corps before she finished high school. So we came up to Vallejo, California, where my wife's mother and father lived in Vallejo. So we came there, and she finished high school in Hogan High School in Vallejo. So basically that's what it was. But I've been back and forth off and on. I had 5 tours overseas during my military career. I had 5 tours overseas, mainly in the East Coast, the Far East, not the West Coast, the Far East. I never went to Europe, on the Mediterranean. Most of my tour was over in the Far East, in the Japan area. You know, I went to Okinawa. I had a BLT, went up and down the ocean on what the Marine Corps call a BLT. You go to different cities or different countries over there, like Japan, Philippines, and they float different areas. They go while they're out there floating around in the ocean. They go to different countries, and we embark there and have liberty, and then we get back aboard ship and go to another country, stuff like that. So you do that for 3 or whatever month it was. I can't remember now what it was. But I went on one. I went on one, and I was glad I went one. That's it. So I didn't want to go on the East Coast because I knew I was going to get on one they call the Mediterranean tour, and I didn't want to go to Europe and stuff like that, being away from my family and stuff like that. See, so I chose to stay at 29 Palms. Most everybody said, "Why you going to 29 Palms?" I said, "Hey, you know, I like 29 Palms. I don't want to go. How you like 29 Palms?" Hey, because I knew I wasn't going to go nowhere else. Everybody came to 29 Palms. I knew when I got 29 Palms, I wasn't going to be going nowhere. See? So everybody came to 29 Palms to train. So therefore, I only went to the field, what we call the field, when we went out operation. I left on the morning of the operation, or the morning before the operation. I didn't have to come up there 2 or 3 days or a week in advance or something of that nature, like a lot of people from Camp come, or either come from other places, had to do, see. And then once the operation over, I went home, see. I didn't have to be waiting around or staying up there extra after everybody else, because sometimes you have an advance party. Sometimes you stay maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, and stuff like that, something like that, So I didn't have to deal with all that stuff. See.
So you're in for 26 years. You're in for 26 years.
Yeah, I served for 26 years continuous. I had continued 26 years. I went in August 1959, and I got out in October the 1st, 1985.
Why did you stay? What made you stay in the Marines?
Good life.
Yeah.
Good life. I only want to go in for 4 years, but after 4 years, I had made E4 within that 4 years, and pretty well on my way to E5. So I extended a year just to see, and also because I had bills on me and stuff like that, and I wanted to try to see if I can be debt free, which I know I never will be debt free. So anyway, I extended a year. So within that year, I wasn't debt free anyway. So I went and extended a year. See, I extended a year just to see if I could be better debt free, but I had made another rank and stuff like that. So after that, I re-enlisted. After that, I seen it was better for my family. It was better for me and my family because I was beginning to get some extra money because of being married and had kids and stuff like that. So we got a little extra money, so the pay was pretty good at that time, you know, I thought. So I thought that it was pretty good for my family, so I decided to stay. So when I re-enlisted for 6 years. And every time thereafter, those 6 years up, I said, give me 6 more. So I kept saying that until I got enough years and to give me 26 years. And so when I got 26 years in, I had reached my max rank, max pay. So I said, it's time for me to go. Because I had to get out and have another job, or get another job. And so I didn't want to be staying around just waiting for a little bit of pay every once in a while. You know, I couldn't get no more. I reached my max. Waiting around with whatever pay raise you could get, you know, these cost of living allowance, stuff like that, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Sergeant Major of 27th Marines. 2. Sergeant Major A.W. Nottingham. Subject, appointment. Effective 25 October 1985, you are appointed as Regimental Sergeant Major of 27th Marines. Signed, Michael P. Downs, Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding.
Sir, Sergeant Major Robinson, old Sergeant Major report is order, sir. You are relieved. Sure, sir. You are posted. Sir, Sergeant Major Robinson, report is order, sir.
From Commanding General, 7th Marine Amphibious Brigade. 2. Sergeant Major C.E. Robinson. Subject, transfer to the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve. Effective 31 October 1985, you are transferred to the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve. You are released from active duty at 2400 on the effective date of your transfer and will assume your status in the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve the following day. On 31 October 1985, you will have completed 26 years, 2 months, and 11 days of honorable active service. Your presence will be missed by your fellow Marines. On behalf of the Commandant of the Marine Corps and those with whom you have served, I express my sincere appreciation for your service and wish you health, happiness, and every success in the future. Signed, John P. Monahan, Brigadier General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding. From Commandant of the Marine Corps. 2. Sergeant Major C.E. Robinson. Dear Sergeant Major Robinson, The Marine Corps has been your occupation and family for so many years past, and I am certain that memories, interest, and the future of the Corps will remain with you forever. Many desire to attain your accomplished goals, but few can compare to you. You have clearly demonstrated the exceptional leadership qualities and professional contributions we seek of our senior Marines. We are proud, as you must be, of your most successful career. As a teacher to young Marines, a source of wise counsel, and as an example of those soldierly virtues we so admire, you have left a mark on the Corps that will remain long after you have left our active ranks. There are many young Marines you have influenced who will carry on the same fine tradition that has always characterized the United States Marine Corps. You have my best wishes for good health and continued success in the years ahead. Respectfully, P.X. Kelly, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this evening's ceremony. Your narrator has been Master General Sergeant Melvin Montgomery. Thank you for attending.
And stuff like that. So it wouldn't take me long after I got out to get a job. So I ended up working for the U.S. Postal Service, stuff like that. Worked for Postal Service. I worked for as a letter carrier for a little bit. Then I chose to go to be work towards a supervisor. I worked for a supervisor for a period of time. I went to school. They sent me to school for that. Supervisor for the program they called 204B. So I worked that for a period of time. Then I decided there wasn't no benefit in me to make supervisor because I wasn't stay enough time to be a supervisor. So I chose to go back to my craft, which was carrying mail. So that's what I did. I went back to my craft, which made my job a little bit easier because all I could do was work 8-hour day or a little overtime, whatever they had. Most of the time, go work my 8 hours and go home. See? But when I work for supervisor, I working from 7 to 7, stuff like that. And I got supervisor pay, but all that time and the headaches they had to deal with wasn't worth it for me. See, because I knew I wasn't gonna work until I got to 62. See, when I got 62, I was gonna be gone because that's how I had to figure my career. I get 62, that was it, because I already was getting a retirement. And I figured once I get 62, I had that retirement. I worked for the post office and also the retirement that I had that I was going to get from the Social Security. How you doing? I knew my wife would put in some stuff. I knew she would put in some stuff on me, see, because she was trying to get me to do too many things right here. All of a sudden, see. Hello, how we doing?
Charles has been in the federal government 39 years, and he's only 40. So you know, he devoted most of his adult life to government services. 26 years in the military and 13 years in the Martinez Post Office. And 13 years in the post office is like another 36 years in, you know. But Charles, it's my pleasure to wish you congratulations and fond retirement, because you know, when you go into retirement, it's my belief that it's not the end of something, it's the beginning, a new beginning. Now you can look at Judge Judy. I don't remember what comes on after 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, but you can look at, you know, like I said, it's so true. All my children and all the rest of them, you can lay in bed and look at them until your heart is content, and that's great. And, you know, we are fortunate for having met you and worked with you and known you for 13 years. And because I remember when Charles first came to the Martinez Post Office, and I looked at him and I said, "Ain't no way he can carry no mail." But that was the law says that if you don't hire a veteran, you better be able to explain it to the world. It's easier for me to hire. And guess what? You can carry the hell out of some mail. Excuse my language, ladies. But it's my pleasure, Charles. It's a great deal of pleasure to present you with this letter of honorary recognition certificate in commemoration of your 13 years of devotion to the service. The good reputation of the Postal Service enjoys. Let me calm down and start all over. The good reputation the Postal Service enjoys is built on the loyalty of employees like you. Charles, and I'm happy to commend you for your contributions. I wish to extend my warm personal greetings and hope you will accept this honorary recognition certificate as a symbol of my deep appreciation for a lifetime of truly commendable service. Congratulations on your outstanding record and best wishes for many years of your retirement. And this I present to you, Charles Roberts.
So that's what I did. So I don't regret it. I've been retired now for almost, 13, I don't know what it is, I don't count no more. I've been retired now for about, at least 15 years probably, roughly, almost, if not that. I've been retired from Green Corps almost 30 years probably. And so, having a lick of the snake, life is good.
Good. All right.
Yeah, and I bought me a house in Fairfield, California, back in I think 88, around about 88, and lived there since then. Still living in the same place, and life is good.
Yeah. All right.
Life is good. You know, got 13 members in my family. 13 members. I got 3 kids. Out of those kids, I got 5 grandkids, all boys. See? Stuff like that. So they don't live too far, maybe an hour and 15 minutes away from me. One chief lives in San Jose, the others live in Santa Clara. Kelly live in Pittsburgh, which is about 20 miles. Chief and Duncan live maybe about an hour 15 minutes away, roughly. So they come up to see me once in a while. Stuff like that. Life is good.
All right.
Yep. Life is good. They doing well. I can say this here. I got some good kids. They haven't given us any problem or caused us any problem when the kids is on it. So they raising their family basically the same way that I raised my family, and basically they raised their family to be good guys and throw their cases on it. And they ain't causing them no problem or cause them to be no problem. So, hey, we've had a good life as a family. So I thank them for that when the cases on it. My wife also, Marianne, she did a good job. We helped raising them, or being raising them. Most times she did it, most times when I was overseas and stuff like that. You know? But other than that, hey, life is okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd have been a bad dude, boy.
You already
Right
bad
there.
dude.
I'm already bad, but I've been even a badder dude.